Conclusively speaking, Sheikh Gumi is a terrorist sympathizer. And if the law is to be implemented according to how it's supposed to be, if convicted, he should be liable to something minimum of 20 years imprisonment, maximum of life imprisonment. And that is just it. I'm not the one saying this. It's the Nigerian law that stated this. Let me explain. Under the same Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022, it prohibits even promoting negotiation with terrorists. You will now want to ask if Bello Turji and the cause are terrorists or not. According to the same Nigerian provisions, it was finally concluded in January 2022 by courts under Abubakar Malami that Mbindiga, Ta'adda, bandits are terrorists. So, why is he now promoting and negotiating with terrorists and the government is doing nothing about that? And you get to see the reason why people now say that the justice system is selective. The justice system is selective. And I want this to get to newspaper outlets as well. I think it's high time we get rid of these words like bandits, headers, and the rest of it. The definition of that is terrorist. So when they attack, give them the real name that they deserve. Terrorist attack, not bandits, not kidnappers. This is a pure act of terrorism. And in this same vein, I'm calling on all relevant authorities as well to actually make sure that what is agreed upon, what is written, should be implemented to the letter, irrespective of whoever he is. And at the same time, even the local authorities and even the clerics that went to negotiate with these elements as well deserves a lifetime imprisonment if convicted by a court. And that is just it. And in so doing now, you will now prove to people that the justice system is not selective. I want to bring this to point this out to the National Assembly, number one. And secondly, I want to point this out to the international community as well. Addressing the situation of Nigeria at the moment is not all about military deployment. There are a lot of legal works that needs to be enforced and enforced to the letter for victory to be won. The legal framework must be provided and at the same time must be enforced. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's not be deceiving ourselves. Nobody should be above the law. Except if you now tell us that it's the same government that their stand in regards terrorism is the basis that there's no negotiation, there's no even paying of ransom. Payment of ransom is even criminalized, not even to talk of promoting negotiation. And that is how you see seriousness of a government that wants to fight this. It's not about your deployment. A lot of things needs to be done that is not even in the front. And if you're serious about this, then we will now know that we're all one and we desire a better nation.
Gumi is going, he's going to even cause more harm than good to the religion of Islam. I sincerely do not support what he's doing because I wonder how you are going to be sympathetic to terrorists and forgetting the victims of the terrorists. How can we continue like this? And if Sheikh Gumi continues to do what he's doing, it's going to even make the situation more complicated. And because he's an Islamic cleric, is going to bring more bad light to the religion of Islam. I am advising Sheikh Gumi to read the room. Please, Sheikh Gumi should read the room and understand what is happening and stop making, he should just stop commenting. Because he is further making, he's exacerbating the entire situation to be even worse than what it is. We cannot support negotiation with terrorists. There is nothing you're going to come and tell me that is going to make me accept that these guys are doing the right thing or they're unaliving people because of something was done to them. We have to be very, very strategic in our thoughts. So please, Sheikh Gumi should read the room and understand the situation, because now that the whole Christian genocide thing is trending, now that we're having a lot of attention in our country, now that the religion of Islam is really painted in a bad light, it's not a good time. It is not a good time for such comments and remarks. Please, he should stop it. I am not with Sheikh Gumi on his plight of negotiating with terrorists or bandits. There is nothing that you can compare to the life of a human being. You cannot compare the life of cows to the life of a human being. So this is just what I'm here to say. This has to stop. I am a Muslim and I disassociate myself from what Sheikh Gumi is saying. I disassociate myself from the mode of operation he wants to imbibe and say he wants there should be negotiation with terrorists. I do not support that. I do not support that. You cannot be a terrorist apologist and you are going to expect us as Muslims to support that type of ideology. So please, Sheikh sir, please, I think it's high time you just step by the side and let's see how these things is good. Because now you are exacerbating it, you are making the entire situation worse, and then the religion of Islam is being painted into a much more bad light. Because now people are saying that, oh, this is it, since he's an Islamic, because you being an Islamic cleric, you are like a key figure in Nigeria and the religion of Islam in Nigeria. So anything you say is going to be generalized and is going to be taught that every Muslim in Nigeria has the same context, has the same ideology of negotiation with terrorists. I disassociate myself from that, and please sir, I urge you to just please remain quiet for the meantime. I'm begging you in the name of God. Negotiation with terrorists has no place. It has no place in humanity. How do you want the families of the people that were unalive to think? How do you want them to feel and think? Please, sir, this should stop. Thank you. Peace and love.
When you ask a battery of questions, how do you expect me to convince you? Let me step one by one. IPOB is attacking the police, is attacking the army, is attacking INEC, government institutions, killing our men in service. And the herdsmen are kidnapping children, not to kill them, to get money. So how can you compare somebody who's killing our gallant men in the armed forces directly, attacking them, to somebody who's kidnapping children to make money, not to kill them? Look, we need some fairness in what we are doing.
Because this Ummah is what I'm very pleased with all the speakers. Even though I don't understand Yoruba, but I can understand from the vibration of the voices of the speakers that we are saying the same thing. On misrepresentation and misconstruing facts, I can now understand the Muslims in Southwest what they've been enduring and going through. Because I can say now in Nigeria, if you are a fan of the social media, whenever you hear Gumi, then I have a barrage of missiles coming at me. all because of mispresentation. My dear brothers, you are all ulama, and you are more likely to understand. We found ourselves in an eye of the storm of insecurity which you are discussing, and we found the reason. The basic reason is what all these erudite prophets have been saying. Lack of education, unemployment. These are the two evils. So when I understand that our herdsmen are suffering from this too, you can imagine now, if we select maybe 10 people here, keep them with the cows alone, there's no communication with the outside world of civilization. Come back in 1 year and see how these 10 representatives will be. They will be mowing like a cow. If you don't give man education, you get angry. So I say, the best way to curb insecurity is to go and see the source of the insecurity. In trying to go there and establish contact with them and open channels for them to get educated, then it became a problem. Why is Dr. Gumi? He knows where they are. When I go with the police. I don't go alone. I go with the government. It's not a one-man mission. I carry everybody along.
This video you're about to watch is a very important one. In case you have ever queried or you've been curious or inquisitive of who Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi is, this video brings it to light. It just makes it very simple, and by this exposition you will never ever be worried or curious or even be left in the dark of who the personality of Sheikh Gumi is. I'll let you watch the video for a couple of minutes, then we'll come back and I'll take it home really deep.
And they do meeting, they do committee meeting, then carry us to Gumi's site and we do meeting. We say we could meet Ahmed. I forgot the name. They invite one thing that he come and we gather money, almost 800,000. We give her. We say that one is a transport motor. And I started crying. He said, me and be wisdom and don't have husband. I just train this one to help me tomorrow. Please, he said that one, no concern. The person is a planning. They invite him to come for one office for Kaduna Day. We just try the beggar. He said no. He said until you pay so amount. He said we don't have much. He said almost 500 million.
Initially, they asked, they were after the government paying that money, 500 million. So anytime they call, like me in particular, they kept calling me, Madam, Kijeki Magana, the government, that I should go and talk to the government so that they will go and pay that money. So all I kept telling them was, I am a widow. I cannot have access to the government. Maybe if my husband were to be alive, maybe you know somebody who will help him to talk to the government. But I am a widow. I cannot have access to the government.
Okay, that's the video. Now I will take you through the background of this whole story. They will come back and link it to this video you just watched. Sometime in March 2021, a group of students or a school in Kaduna, Afaka, Kaduna, in a town called Mado, right? A school called the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Afaka, Kaduna, was attacked. 11th to 12th night was attacked by a group of gunmen. And according to the report, the school is located, it's located very close to a military training academy in Afaka, Kaduna. That particular attack had over 200 staff and students or kidnapped, or according to the report. But the military came in and were able to rescue about 180 of those staff and students that would have been kidnapped. But 30 of these particular students were still taken away by these armed gunmen. And so on Friday morning, these parents gathered, and then of course those that saw their children were happy, but about 30 of them were still being looked for. Now, this report you just watched, this video you just watched, is stating that those parents of those children started to look for a way to get their children back. First, the government demanded for 500 million naira. At some point, they now realized that government, because their interest was that government was going to pay the money to get those children out, but government wasn't forthcoming. So these parents now went to cry before the National Assembly in Abuja. After they had staged a protest in the school waiting for state government to intervene, they now cried, and this is where they were now stating this information. That one of the, as you heard now from one of the parents, that they met Sheikh Gumi, who told them he was going to help them. But of course, that government was not forthcoming, that they should continue to cry. However, after several pleas, he now invited a Fulani man who now had a meeting. So Sheikh Gumi now brokered a meeting between these parents and the Fulani man representing whoever. Let's act as if we are ignorant and we are stupid for now. And then this man, grudgingly, after complaining that government did not come, the money must be 500 million. They gathered 800,000 naira. Poor, wretched, indigent parents gathered 800,000 to give to this man to go and try to see if he was going to help them. This man returned and nothing happened. The children were not released because the government insisted on millions of naira. So now let's have a question. Who is Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi? Who is he? Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi, as you heard here, was able to invite a Fulani man. Assuming you don't know, assuming you are stupid, you are dull, you don't know, who collected money and was fuming that it was government that must pay. Or assuming that particular Fulani man, as the woman said it now, is a nobody. Also, who is Sheikh? Sheikh, how did you know these people? You see, insecurity in the north has been business for years. It's been business for years. Sheikh Gumi knows more than, I'm sure, the Nigerian government. And that's why we are, see, Bola Tinubu needs to resign. He needs to resign. If he cannot look these guys in the eyes, he knows them. He knows the people that, that's why you see the body language, that you see all the propaganda happening. All of this is a testament that these guys know what is happening. They're just fooling us. It's a movie they are playing. Because Sheikh Gumi knows these bandits. He knows the people to call. To every kidnapping that happens in Nigeria, Sheikh Gumi knows the group that did the kidnap, or that carried out the kidnap, that carried out the massacre, or the genocide, or the killings, or the abduction. And then if there is need for negotiation, Sheikh Gumi knows the exact person to call. And if you remember, there was a video where Sheikh Gumi was talking about boundaries. That there are several, you saw that video where he was talking about that all of these guys operate in various areas. They don't cross carpet, or they don't cross paths. They stay, and if the bandits are well settled, that they can even stop other militias who are coming in. If I talk with it in my mind, not beside the fear DSS, if I talk it in my mind, Nigeria was spoiled. Tinubu and Shetima.
Welcome back to Talk Halt. So I think it's double standard arresting Nnamdi Kanu with full force, but leaving somebody like Sheikh Gumi untouched, despite all the loud complaints people have made about his constant comments and open defense of bandits. And to a lot of people, I think it's not just me, this thing is starting to look like this government chooses who to go after and who to ignore. And this is tiring. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about this man's statement recently from the videos we've watched. His behavior and statements are very suspicious. And every time bandits attack or kidnap people, he always has something to say that sounds like he's defending them or always explaining their actions. And a lot of people feel like his recent comments alone, it should have triggered at least an investigation or a serious interrogation. But instead, this man walks free talks freely, and even gives interviews like nothing is happening. Why someone like Kanu has been locked up, dragged from court to court, and used to make an example of what happens when you oppose the government. And this is very annoying because it feels like the Nigerian government, they only show strength when it comes to people from certain regions or people with certain political views. But when it's someone like Gumi, someone openly speaking about bandits and sometimes acting like he's their lawyer, the government suddenly goes quiet. And a lot of people are asking why the same energy used on Kanu can be used on someone like Gumi, who constantly interacts with bandits, visits them in the forest, and speaks for them publicly. And this thing is becoming frustrating because bandits are killing people every week in the north, south, everywhere. Yet the government still acts off towards anyone that is linked to them. And a lot of people are asking, is Gumi above the law? If the government can pick up Kanu, fly him back and throw him in detention for years, and with he's even being sentenced to Sokoto prison, why can't they question someone who openly defends the very people causing destruction across the country? And that's why it feels like the government is indirectly telling Nigerians that justice is selective. And once justice becomes selective, a lot of people lose trust completely. A lot of Nigerians are already tired of seeing their leaders pamper people who are associated with violence while clamping down heavily on agitators that never carry guns or kidnaps anyone. Now the government claims to be fighting terrorism, yet the person many Nigerians believe to be the loudest defender of these terrorists is walking around free. It's just free. And that is why a lot of people are calling him, they are calling Tinubu out now, because they feel like he inherited Buhari's style of protecting certain people while punishing others. No matter how the government spins it, it's already looking bad. When Gumi goes online or on TV to drop one or new controversial statement, Nigerians become even more angry because they believe nobody in Aso Rock will touch him. And right now, people just want fairness. If you can arrest Kanu and detain him in Sokoto, then Gumi, with all his comments and open stance, should at least face questioning. A lot of people are not keeping quiet on this. They are calling it out boldly because the double standard is too obvious and too painful in a country already filled with insecurity and fear. What's your take about this? Are these people wrong for calling this man out, or what do you think about this? Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And if today is the first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
The Muslims inside our fast, they can't call on all their fast all over Nigeria. They say they did the seminar. Now they say they see Gumi just drive, enter. He come inside University of Ibadan. And they are fast when they hold that seminar, none of them run for their dear life. They not send Gumi, say, Gumi, oh yeah, we invite you here, come out. People come, they drag their fast now inside Ibadan, say, why they go green make Gumi enter Ibadan? Now in their fast, they can't run, come out, they talk, say them, they don't invite them more. Say they just see Gumi enter. Does that sound okay? When I see Gumi enter una state, enter una lecture room, as they are fast and una no run, una no send them packing, say we invite you here, una sit down next to Gumi to receive that nonsense lecture together, and una they tell people now, say no be una invite Gumi, una invite spy enter una state. Can you imagine this Yoruba people? Gumi come help una survey una land finish, come check the kind security wey dey inside your state, and I'm sure Gumi will not fly by air, na by road. He go enter southwest by road, use check how una security dey for there. Person wey dey negotiate with bandits, na una carry enter your state. Hey, Oturubeke, Gumi inside the University of Ibadan. Crazy things are happening. Yoruba people, crazy things are happening.